If a few years ago I'd done a rum review, you would have probably thought, is this man a pirate? But now rum is sexy, rum is back, and rum is popular again. One of the reasons is the explosion of cocktails. You've got Mai Tais and you've got daiquiris and you've got these old fashions that are back. But rum also tends to wear people off or make people run away because it's a dark spirit. But most people don't realize that this dark spirit is made with sugarcane, which is actually sweeter than most other drinks. But what we're drinking today is Ron Zacapa. And Ron Zacapa is widely regarded as the best rum in the world. So I am super thrilled about this video and you should be too. Let's get to it. Ron Zacapa is a treasure which is found in Central America's Guatemala. The country of Guatemala has a varied landscape. It's got amazing microclimates, amazing volcanic soils, the rivers are outstanding. They are made to grow sugarcane, create sugarcane, distill sugarcane, and create stuff like this. Essentially, Guatemala has a hot, humid climate which makes it suitable for growing sugarcanes, and the best kind of sugarcanes. Mixed with volcanic soils, it is also a preferred area to age and distill this beautiful, beautiful rum. While most liquor companies have become modernized in the way they harvest, Guatemala and Ron Zacapa are still as human as possible in the sense that they do everything by hand. Acres and acres of lands of sugarcane are harvested by hand. Famous for using a special hybrid machete which increases efficiency, which basically means that workers are able to earn more money by harvesting a lot more in terms of weight. Most rums use molasses, a dark, thick byproduct of sugar production, as their base, whereas Ron Zacapa only uses virgin sugarcanes. Now you're probably wondering, what on earth are virgin sugarcanes? Zacapa uses virgin sugarcane honey, a concentrated syrup which is much softer and comes out of the first pressing of the sugarcane. This makes the rum much smoother and sweeter, so you know that it's special right from the very beginning, because this is where the more distinctive and flavorable aromas and flavors start coming out. The next stage of the process is fermentation, which is done at the distillery. For this as well, experts use a very specific yeast strain which is Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which comes out of pineapples. This strain of yeast, which is extracted from pineapples, is very slowly fermented with the virgin honey, which extracts the flavors in its own time and just adds to the whole aroma and boutique of the beautiful rum. Once fermentation has taken place, the liquid is taken to some really high-tech facilities to get distilled. Now they have an impeccable team. Now here's our little Star Wars reference. In The Empire Strikes Back, all of the action in the movie really happens in a city called the Cloud City. Similarly with Ron Zacapa, the rum, after being distilled, is taken all the way up 2,300 meters in what is called the city above the clouds. This is where all of the action for Ron Zacapa takes place as well. So here's a little Star Wars info for you. At 2,300 meters, this is possibly one of the highest places in the world where distillation takes place. The reason why distillation takes place at such high altitudes is because it is much cooler temperatures, much cooler and more consistent there. More stability of temperatures there, so aging and maturation will happen slowly, which affects the way the color enhances the flavors, the extraction. Also, one of the major reasons is that this rum is made in a way called the Sistema Solera method, which is famous for sherry production. What the Sistema Solera method means is that the rum is age casked in or matured in oloroso, American oak, charred oak, Pedro Ximenez oak, as well as cognac and sherry casks. This one especially has been aged or matured for a long time in cognac casks, so it just adds that unbelievable feature, flavors, aromatics. Since none of the rum has been drained from ages 6 to 23, it passes through a lot of ages and a lot of casks. Now these need to be done very precisely, they need to be blended very particularly, because this is what enhances the flavor characteristics, give this rich mahogany color, this amazing varietal flavor of figs and nuts and toffee, vanilla, coconut. All of that is extracted out of this process, and that's why it needs to be done very skillfully. And Lorena and her team, there's nobody better than them to do this. Now let's get ready to taste and let's get ready to see what this rum has to offer. If it's really worth the hype, I'm sure it is, but we're tasting the Ron Zacapa XO Centenario. It's got a beautiful dark walnut brown color to it, with the edges of it being a little burgundy red or maybe even purple a little bit, which possibly comes from the aging. The smooth, elegant texture of it just shows it's a little oily as well, which possibly talks to us about the viscosity of the alcohol levels. Oh wow. On the nose beginning, it's roasted nuts, wood spice, oloroso, sherry. You can smell that kind of cask, that sherry cask smell. This tinge of spice which hits you immediately as soon as you put your nose into it. It's got a very high intensity. I'd opened it a few minutes ago and I mean I could smell it from across 5 meters away. It's got a rich earthy aroma about it, these amazing dried fruits. You're getting this kirsch, like the kishmish kind of smell to this. These roasted nuts as well. A combination of prunes and figs, a little bit of cardamom. You can smell a little bit of that cardamom in this. It's just got so much depth and breadth, this rum, that it's just all over. And the more you smell, the more new nuances you're getting out of this every time you peek your little nose into this. It has gone through so many oak casks, and each cask, like I had said, adds something distinctive to its own characteristic to the rum, that there are just so many flavors to pick out of. You can just cherry pick your flavors and you can pick them out and say this is what I like, and which is what makes this so diverse and makes it so beautiful and great as a rum, I'd say. I'm lost for words because honestly I've not tasted a liquid which has been so complex. I'm getting a lot of caramel, I'm getting a the pipe tobacco smell, I'm getting this bittersweet chocolate smell as well. Outstanding. Let's see what it's like on the palate, but before that I want you to take a closer look at what I'm smelling. Dude, this is mesmerizing. Outstanding rum. There's just so much. It's oily. That mouthfeel is so huge. It's like I've taken a big bite of something because it's just covered my entire palate. There is a sweetness right at the top of the palate, a sort of bitterness at the back of the palate, and this spice that coats it on the sides of the palate. So you can tell it's well structured, well integrated and well rounded, which is a mark of a fantabulous rum. There is this cinnamon spice to it, a beautiful elegance of saltiness, minerality to this as well. There is a certain freshness which I can associate with citrus, a little bit of citrus there as well, but I'm not sure how it got there, but I do get a little bit of lemon pith and orange pith, all of that. On the palate it is a lot more complex, but the olfactory senses are very similar to how I smelled it. It's also high in acidity because I'm salivating as I speak, so I continuously need water while I'm talking about this. In conclusion, I want to say a rum like this it's mouth coating and it's mouth watering at the same time. You could chew on something like this for hours and hours and you could still continue to enjoy this, and every sip adds new tasting sensations and new aromas which only outdo the other. It's a constantly evolving rum. It's a rum that can keep growing and growing. It grows on you as well. I can't wait to get another sip, honestly. But I want to get back into the story of this because I like the story of this and I believe that it'll be a great way to conclude our video for today. The attention to detail of Ron Zacapa doesn't just stop at the blending. In fact, these potato rings that you see right around are hand woven on dried palm leaves. These iconic rings are one of the most important contributions to Ron Zacapa, made by over 850 indigenous women over multiple communities. This is what brings them together and is a great social and economic contribution in terms of welfare to their society. All of these rings are handcrafted 100%. Lorena, being a woman in such a male-dominated industry, made sure that the security and welfare for the women meant a lot to her, and it was very important to her. So the fact that it is being made with such skill and such dexterity is such an amazing sight and a wonderful story for the country of Guatemala that they should be proud of, an incredible story for the rum that they should be proud of as well, because it is an outstanding rum and they do a lot for the community as well. And I mean, they're making some fabulous product, I assure you. Not available in India currently, Lorena, already regarded as one of the best distillers in the world, like I said, the future of Ron Zacapa is also in safe hands because her protégée is also a female and she's also a handful, I guess. But a fabulous, fabulous rum, and I highly recommend you must try it. It is not available in India, so if you know anybody that's flying into India from anywhere internationally, you must ask them to bring you a bottle of Ron Zacapa because this changes your perception towards rum, towards liquor, towards everything. It's liquid gold. That's what this is. Cheers, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.